Conversion and coercion. Let's dig down into it. So let's start by a constant, which is the year. Let's let it be 2000, right? And I will make it a string, so it's basically year str, right? So now what I want to do is to log this year to the console, and as you see, JavaScript automatically transformed this year into a number. Now what I want to do that automatically using the number method in JavaScript. And as you see, violet is a number, so that means let's just make a comma and print the year string. And as you see, this one is a string while this one is a number, and that's the conversion. Now what we've done here is to convert a string, which is the year string, into a number. So let's try basically to add something to this number. That means number, and then we'll put the year string in it, and let's add 23 into that. And as you see, it's 2023, so that means we changed the string into number and we added 23 on top of that. That means 2023. Makes sense, right? So now let's basically try to convert my name, which is Jad, into a number. And as you see, nan, that means not a number in JavaScript. So nan means not a number. So this one is not a number. That's why we got nan on the console. So JavaScript is not able to convert the string. So now what if we do the opposite? What I mean with that is to change a number. For example, let's say 24. So we are changing 24 into a string. Let's check it. And as you see, it's a string printed here. And we want to add 16 on top of that. As you see, it's 2416. So what JavaScript has done here is basically to change this 16 into a string and concatenate with the 24. So what's happening here is basically 24 as a string has been concatenated with 16 as a string. So JavaScript automatically changed this 16 into a string. And that's coercion here. That's not conversion anymore because we didn't do it ourselves. It's automatically done by JavaScript. So now let's check more cases of coercion. Let's try something more complex. For example, let's log to the console I am, and then we add 23 on top of that, and then years old. So as you see, this one is a string, this is a number, and this is a string. Let's check the coercion of JavaScript now. As we save, let me just add some spaces so we see it better. I am 23 years old. So JavaScript automatically grabbed this 23 and did the coercion on it and changed it into string. And then that's why it's concatenated with this whole string here. So that's basically the same as if we converted this 23 ourselves. In a lot of languages, you need to do that manually. So you need to write this conversion method to convert 23 from a number to a string, and then everything would go well. But JavaScript does some coercion automatically. Now let's check one more thing, which is let's subtract from this string of 23 a 10, and then we'll subtract 3. Let's check what happens. Let's save. As you see, it gives us 10. Why? Because 23 minus, and the minus is in our case used just between numbers. That's why JavaScript automatically changes the 23 into a number, the 10 into a number. 23 minus 10 is 13, and minus 3 is 10. What if we exchange the minus here into a plus? Now plus could be between strings. Plus could be between strings. Let's check what JavaScript does here. As you see, 23, 10, 3. Oh, it's a bit different, right? So 23 as a string plus 10 as a string plus 3 as a string. So JavaScript in this case changed this 3 into a string. Why? Just because the plus exists even between strings, and it's the concatenation symbol. So as you see, JavaScript did some conation here. Now what if we use the multiplication? So that means, let's say 23 as a string multiplied by 10 as a string. So we have two strings multiplied. As you see, 230 as a number, since the multiplication symbol doesn't exist between strings. So JavaScript knows automatically and do the coercion of these two strings into numbers. What about the division? Well, it's the same. There is no division between strings. That's why 23 divided by 10. JavaScript does the coercion one more time from strings to numbers, and then we get 2.3. So now let's play a game together, which is guess the number. So guess the number here. Let n is equal to 2 as a string plus 2, and then n is equal to n minus 1, and we log the n into the console. So guess the number. Yes, the number is 21. If you got it right, that means you understood coercion. If not, stay for a second. So on line 19, n is equal to 2 as string plus 2. What happens here is the second 2 is converted automatically into another string. That means we got here 22, not 4. Now 22 minus 1 is 21. Why? Because the minus doesn't exist between strings. That's why the 21 is converted, the 22, which is the n, is converted into a number, and then 1 is subtracted from 22. We got 21. And that's what exactly has been logged to the console. The last and final challenge for you is to guess what's the result of this operation here. 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 as a string. Let me know in the comments what's the answer of this, and if you really understood the concepts of conversion and coercion in JavaScript. By that, don't forget to like the video. Here is your Jad from Code with Jad. Subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.